All right, I believe we're live. Test, test, test. Now I want to see. Let me see if this is like actually a thing. Give it another test. I want to see if this actually loads or if it actually works. Okay, this does work. YouTube, what's going on? It is your boy Zaya from Zaya&TheSteelers, and we are here live at 11:39. I wanted to get this out a little sooner. However, I was debating on making this an actual video or doing a live stream in general, and we resulted on a live stream because the Steelers, they play tomorrow against the Ravens at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And this game is for the division, and you can tell by the title of this stream, things have been a little negative when it comes to the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's been negative in Steeler land. Really, it's interesting. I saw this tweet earlier, and it really made me kind of, I guess, lock in per se to, I guess, the situation that we find ourselves in of like, it's the Steelers versus Ravens. To me, the best rivalry in football. A lot of people, they talk about like I guess the Cowboys and the Eagles is something. The Packers and the Bears, I guess, is something. Like, those are historic rivalries for sure. But to me, and this is completely 100% biased, but to me, nothing really adds up more than the Steelers versus Ravens. And then obviously, not only is it Steelers versus Ravens, but we're playing for first place because both teams have been a little ass this season. Now, the Steelers, clearly, we've been going through what we've been going through, but the Ravens themselves, I think they're kind of suffering from, I feel like suffering from success is like meat riding. Like, I don't want to be like all that because I don't fuck with the Ravens, but like they've had the same kind of core for a little bit now, and they haven't really been able to get over the hump per se. Like, they've been a really good regular season team. They've went relatively deep in the playoffs, much deeper than the Steelers have gone in this past couple of seasons. I believe the Ravens have hit the AFC Championship maybe once or twice in like this, let's say, a 5-year span. But for the most part, it seems like a lot of people are kind of figuring them out. I guess in the regular season, but also, you have to mention the fact Lamar Jackson has been hurt for a majority of the season. I believe he just came back maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, and he also played, I believe, for the first like 2 weeks. I can actually pull that up as I'm kind of yapping about this. But their path to getting to 6-6 has been definitely a little bit different than the Steelers in themselves. But either way, we're both kind of trash right now. You know what I'm saying? We're both kind of ass. And it's just interesting that once again, we're in the state of like, it's about to be Steelers versus Ravens. Like, normally around this time, I'm seeing like all of these renegade, edits or whatever. Like, I'm hearing, oh mama, like in slowed down and reverb. I'm watching James Harrison, go out and tackle some people. Now I'm watching James Harrison go on podcasts and talk shit about the Steelers, which is something I probably am going to talk about later. Or maybe in another video, because I do have some opinions about, James Harrison and his podcast career. I also have some opinions just about the hating in general. I'm gonna fuck later. I'm gonna get to that right now, because I feel like a lot of people don't really talk about the Steelers when we're playing good. Like, when we're playing good, it's pretty much, just me on here talking about, yeah, I love the Steelers and like, some Steelers faithful. But as far as like the national media and as far as like former players, and another player who was in that, I guess in that realm is former quarterback, former legend, Ben Roethlisberger. Ben Roethlisberger has been absolutely killing the Pittsburgh Steelers recently. He even went as far as to say that Mike Tomlin should potentially, go to Penn State. He should potentially look at, life after the Steelers. He should start doing that now. Speaking of Tomlin and all this too, Tomlin's son is getting into it. A lot of shit has been being talked about Mike Tomlin. But back to the players and them like kind of coming out and speaking about us like when we're down. I can't really discredit, former NFL players, especially ones associated with, the organization in general, because clearly they know more than me, right? Like, obviously James Harrison would probably know a little bit more than I would about the Steelers and like how things go down. Obviously Ben Roethlisberger would know a little bit more than I would about the Steelers and how they go down. And I think there is a difference. Like, in my opinion, there is a difference between, and I'm gonna keep using James Harrison and Ben Roethlisberger, those two as an example. But there's another one too. I can't think of the guy's name. But he was a pretty good Steeler too, and like he's had like a perennial podcast. He's had a podcast before the Steelers started playing like some trash. I just can't think of his name right now. But I do think that there is a difference between the Ben podcast and like him kind of down talking the Steelers and the James Harrison one. I didn't really expect to talk about this so soon. However, I do have some opinions about James Harrison, the podcaster, the football mind. Keep in mind, this is completely off the field. This is completely just James Harrison and how he's like carried himself late in his career, and then post being a Steeler. James Harrison be pissing me off, and I mean that with all due respect, because James Harrison is at least 6 of me. He could honestly probably destroy me, and not even destroy, but I'm talking about the K word easily, easily. So I'm not trying to go super deep on it. However, James Harrison is somebody who has played for the Bengals, which no one, I feel like, we talk about James Harrison being like this legend. We talk about James Harrison and all the things he did for us. And, he was a fantastic player for the Pittsburgh Steelers. One of the best, absolutely legendary. But James Harrison is somebody who did play for the Cincinnati Bengals. And on top of playing for the Bengals, he came back to the Steelers. And then when TJ Watt was kind of hooping, when TJ Watt came into the NFL, which, by the way, we're talking about TJ Watt. We're not talking about, Bud Dupree. We're not talking about, maybe even Alex Highsmith today. We're not talking, who knows, maybe Alex Highsmith, reaches that level one day. But we're not talking about, random edge rusher. We're not talking about random, player who just happens to be on the team. We're literally talking about TJ Watt. But anyway, TJ Watt is emerging. He's becoming a top player on the team. And, James Harrison, he feels he still has some left in the tank. He feels like he should still play. The Steelers are like, brother, TJ Watt is 15 years younger than you. He's flying around the edge. It's literally, once again, we're talking about prime TJ Watt. And I want to talk about TJ Watt too in a little bit here. But we're talking about prime TJ Watt. And so TJ, he gets the starting nod. And then James Harrison, he ends up getting benched. And he doesn't just get benched, which is what happened. He doesn't just get benched, but essentially he asked for his release. And then after asking for his release, he then goes to play for the New England Patriots, who we do end up playing in the AFC Championship that year. And we get, absolutely obliterated. Now, does James Harrison, did he have anything to do with us getting obliterated? Was James Harrison in the New England locker room giving up secrets about the team? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know that to be true. But it was just a really, really weird situation. And so this is the James Harrison that we're talking about. The James Harrison that we're talking about is someone who, in my opinion, is already biased when it comes to the Pittsburgh Steelers due to the way his career ended. And now that we're at our lowest, now that we're at the bottom, it's now he wants to get all of his shit off. Once again, he has this podcast with Joe Hayden. Joe Hayden, by the way, not too much on Joe Hayden. I actually kind of like Joe Hayden, but Joe Hayden also played for the Browns. So you look at this Steeler podcast and, both of the players have played for other AFC North teams, but that's neither here nor there. I just don't really like it. Right. And like I said, James Harrison, to me, I feel like is coming from a place of bias. Now, is he wrong in what he's saying? Is he wrong about, Mike Tomlin maybe not being, that guy and he stinks and he's got to go and blah, 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 blah. He might not be totally wrong. He might be making fair points. However, it's the right message from the wrong messenger, in my opinion. And I know we all love James Harrison. I know he's this legendary player, but there's been a lot of slurping when it's coming to the James Harrison clips. I'll be honest. I've seen him a million times. James Harrison is just screaming into the webcam, into the mic, and I fully get it. I fully get it. However, I just feel like he's coming from a place of bias. And then opposite of him, Mr. Big Ben Roethlisberger. Mr. Big Ben Roethlisberger, who to me still feels like he's salty about the way he went out. I feel like Ben is someone who really didn't want to retire. However, I don't see why. I get, he still wanted to play, but it was clear it was over. You know what I'm saying? It was clear Big Ben was done. But what's also kind of becoming clear, and the streets are saying it, the media's been saying it, maybe Big Ben was carrying Mike Tomlin the whole time. And I know that's maybe a wild take, but here we are. A lot of people hate Mike Tomlin, so, maybe not a wild take. But maybe Big Ben was carrying Mike Tomlin this entire time, which is something that, obviously we've seen with Tom Brady now and the whole Bill Belichick thing. Bill Belichick, he pretty much got ran off the NFL. He had to go to college. Well, Tom Brady left and he goes to Tampa Bay. He wins a Super Bowl. That narrative has come out of Tom Brady carrying Bill Belichick. Maybe Big Ben was carrying Mike Tomlin. And maybe Big Ben knew he was carrying Mike Tomlin the whole time. And that's why Ben, every now and then he'd throw a player under the bus or he'd, call some people out in the media in his day. Maybe that's why Ben was doing it, because he knew that once I'm out, Mike Tomlin is going to get exposed for a lot of the faults that he's had. And when I say Big Ben carried Mike Tomlin, I just mean to, regular season dominance, because obviously we did win that Super Bowl. We did go to another one in, what was it, I think it was 2011, 2012 was the last time we've been to a Super Bowl, which, I used to say that back in middle school. Like, I used to really hit home back in middle school when I was like, yeah, we just went to a Super Bowl like 2 years ago. And then further, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, 6 years ago. We are in 2025, so that was a long time ago. But Ben was still kind of carrying the team to relatively good records. And we also, around this point, we have Antonio Brown, who to me is like, I'll be honest, Antonio Brown's the GOAT in my opinion. And like, I know that's probably not right. But I don't see it getting any better than Antonio Brown. And we had a stacked offensive line. We had Le'Veon Bell around this time. And so, you look at those players, maybe they also helped in the whole carrying process. But when we talk about a quarterback, when we talk about that position in the NFL, that's the only one that people are really going to kind of hone in on. And so maybe Big Ben carried Mike Tomlin, But yeah, we've been getting to the point, and now Stephen A. Smith is telling, he's on the thumbnail. Stephen A. Smith is getting on ESPN, finally talking about the Steelers. And the last time he talked about the Steelers was when, probably before the season, when everybody was making their regular season predictions, and like the AFC North came up, and there was probably like a quick segment about the Steelers. But Stephen A. Smith, the self-proclaimed Steelers fan, I don't really think he's like that. Now, he is a busy man for sure. So I understand you can't lock into every game, but it is annoying when, like, whenever he speaks about the Steelers, he talks about him being like this fan, when I know he doesn't watch. I know for a fact he doesn't watch. You know what I'm saying? I know for a fact that he doesn't know a lot of the players on the team, but that's neither here nor there. The only one to me who is like, how do I want to say it? The only one to me who is like the right message and the right messenger, and taking other situations out of it, it's Ryan Clark. I think Ryan Clark is someone who can and should talk about the Steelers. I think he is someone who consistently represents us okay. He consistently represents us to the truth. You know what I'm saying? Because like when Stephen A. talks about us and he's just hating, or like he speaks on us, he's speaking from a place of ignorance. He's speaking from a place of he doesn't know what's going on. He's just kind of saying it to get his shit off, right? James Harrison, same thing. Like, I haven't heard James Harrison talk about the Steelers outside of this season. And then, Big Ben has had a podcast for a little bit. I'll give Big Ben credit. When he retired, he rolled out the podcast like a lot of athletes are doing these days. And he's been fair. He has been talking about the team. Now, I still do think he's salty. I still do think like he's just been waiting for the downfall of the Steelers to get his shit off. Like, suggesting Mike Tomlin should go to college. Like, I don't even, when we have a clip of Mike Tomlin, I think this was like, 2 or 3 years ago at this point, we have a clip of Mike Tomlin, saying it's never going to happen. Like, he would never coach in college ever. Like, that's so disrespectful too, to just like suggest he has to go to college. Like, that's so crazy. But anyway, that's come out before. Mike Tomlin has completely shat that down. And then Big Ben, who I'm pretty sure was on the team the year Mike Tomlin shat down that rumor, he talks about him maybe going to college. So I feel like that's disrespectful. I feel like that's coming from a place of bias and hurt. But all of that to say, that point to make is nobody believes in us. And that is the title of the stream. Nobody believes in the Pittsburgh Steelers, not even the former players. And so I'm getting on my, the stool. I'm getting on my high horse. I am sending a message to anybody out there who's listening on the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't think anybody, but, if this happens to reach you, I kind of believe in you, a little bit. I kind of believe you. I'm still, carving out times in the day, so that way I can watch the games and whatnot. But it is getting a little hard to do. I will say, like, it's getting a little hard to continuously, wipe away my 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. And then, like, I have to do the video after. So, like, that takes a little bit of time. I'm not saying, like, this is something I'm addicted to at this point. Like, I'm not saying I'm going to stop. But it's just, like, I wish it was easier. You know what I'm saying? Like, if somebody was starving, right? If somebody was starving and, like, they had no food, of course, if you drop, some spoiled milk or some spoiled cereal in front of them, they'll probably eat it because they're starving. But the whole time, they're probably going to think, man, I wish this was like a burger. I wish this was like a chicken sandwich. Like, that's how I feel. I wish that the product that was being put out onto the field was tolerable. And not only are we losing, like, because there's so many layers to this, but not only are we losing, but it's boring. It's pitiful. It's like we're showing no pride. We're showing no effort. Next season, we're going to have a whole bunch of players. It's like we have no direction right now. Like, that's like, we're just a mess. And through the mess, we're still getting like 8 wins. We're still getting like 9 wins, still getting like 10 wins. So, like, Mike Tomlin, maybe he's him for that, but it's just like I feel like it's never been this bad, at least for as long as I've been watching. Now the 40 pluses, the 50 pluses, the 60 pluses, the people who have been watching the Pittsburgh Steelers since like 4 Bushes ago, like those fans, like they have gone through some hard times. They have gone through some real struggles. They went through, I believe, what was it? I think we were like nasty in the 70s. I think it was the 70s. We were like nasty then. And then like the 80s and 90s, I'm pretty sure we were some cheeks. And that's a 20-year stretch. Now, I'm 25 years old. If I've already peaked as a Steelers fan, like if I'm like right now in this 20-year stretch and like we're not going to win again till, what is it, 2030, 24, like if I'm in that right now, I'm a little pissed off about that. Like, can we get it together? Because there's been, actually no, I'm thinking of the NBA, but I feel like the Chiefs, they're kind of done this year. Obviously Tom Brady in New England is done. I feel like there is a chance for parity in the NFL. Like there is a chance for a different team to win a lot, and obviously we're coming out of the Chiefs, but like they're not all that. They just, had Mahomes. They play the right way. They get the calls. They lock in on fourth down. They lock in when they're down by 1 score. But every game there is always like a chance that they may lose. It's always like some game-winning drive when the Chiefs was like winning. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think they blew anybody out in their like little Super Bowl run. They've been blown out twice, and that's another thing. Like teams like the Buccaneers and the Philadelphia Eagles, both of which they got Super Bowls off during the Chiefs like era, during their best run. And so there's a real chance for parity. And so for us to be stuck in this like mid-hole when there's a chance the Lions might fuck around and win a Super Bowl on my watch. The Washington Commanders last season, I've never seen them do anything. Washington literally just went to the NFC Championship last season, and we're all supposed to just be okay with Mike Tomlin, like, getting these 8 to 9 to 10 win things. Like, I love the guy. He's my coach. I'm always going to come on here and defend him even when it's undefendable. I'm always going to get called like, the Mike Tomlin lover. I'm always going to get called like there's 2 things. One, somebody left a comment on my channel and they said Mike Tomlin eats corn on the cob the long way, which I thought was pretty funny. But then they're like, I feel like I'm being kind of fair when it comes to criticizing Mike Tomlin. Like I feel like I am 100% holding him accountable while like also being, realistic and down to earth. Like these people who are talking about like we should just fire him right now, tomorrow. That's crazy, and that's never going to happen, like, ever. Like, we are literally going to see Mike Tomlin's contract through at the very least, and there's been something coming out recently, an Adam Schefter tweet, which is kind of interesting. We'll talk about Mike Tomlin and his contract, but, yeah, I get called, like, this Mike Tomlin supporter, this Mike Tomlin meat rider, and, like, pause, but I'm okay with meat riding Mike Tomlin, man. I'm okay being on it, Like, it's a bumpy ride for sure, but, like, it's all right. But I would like for him to pay me back while, doing this. Like if I'm gonna be doing this the whole time, if I'm gonna be getting slandered, then I need Mike Tomlin to lock in. I need Mike Tomlin to like respect the fact that I'm doing this for him. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna need this team to come out with ferocity. And once again, we're in a situation where we have a chance, despite how bad we are, despite like how bad this season has been, we have a chance to take the lead in the AFC North. We have the chance to beat someone who, before the season started, everybody was meat riding, myself included. Like, I haven't done a stream with my friends in a little bit, like the NFL in general thing I started. But like before the season, I'm pretty sure we all had the Ravens winning the AFC. Like not even the AFC North, but winning the AFC. Which you see the 9 terrible towels in the back, the TJ Watt jersey, the picture. Like my bad for picking the Ravens. Like I'm realistic, but. Like this is a team that everybody was super high on before the season started, and they have kind of fallen off. It's been shaky. I talked about it in the beginning, but we still do have a chance to literally beat them and take the lead in the AFC North. And not only do we have the chance to do that, but we also have the chance to get revenge for the playoff game last season. And once I hate this team, honestly. I hate the Steelers. But last season in the playoffs, as we like struggled to get to the playoffs, it was like, okay, we're going against the Ravens. Maybe we have a chance. And they absolutely fucking steamrolled us, man. Like we had no hope against the Ravens last season. And so we have that going for us. We have the fact that Mike Tomlin literally is getting like there's guys, I don't really want to talk about this, but if you've seen Twitter, if you've been looking at what's happening, people are like rumoring Mike Tomlin to be doing some like weird stuff with outside of his marriage. Like, it's just nuts what's happening with Mike Tomlin, and all of this is going on because we're losing. And if that doesn't like make us want to lock in, if that doesn't make the players who play for Mike Tomlin, if like, are they just gonna let him down? Are they just gonna let him continuously get clowned? Like, if that's the case, if everyone hates Tomlin and like he can't, motivate anybody, then that's one thing. But to just let us go out like this, to me, is crazy. And it's not only Mike Tomlin, because he has been taking a lot of slander, and like maybe he is the only one to be getting slandered. But when we look at this team, let's start on the offensive side of the ball. Aaron Rodgers. Everybody is calling you washed, man. Everybody is saying you should have retired. Everybody is saying you like are trash. You're like hurt. You can't play anymore. It's over. Like, you should be doing podcasts. You should be on ayahuasca again. Like, you should be on your dark retreats. Like, nobody wants you here anymore, man. And I do. I still think we have a chance once again. And it's like, why would you come back if you didn't have a chip on your shoulder? Like, because these narratives were going on in New York for Aaron Rodgers. Like, the way he blew up the Jets last season, the way like that situation went, people didn't just start hating on Aaron Rodgers this season. Like, this has continuously been a thing. This has been a thing for years now. And so why not prove these people wrong and play some of your best football? We look still on the offensive side of the ball. DK Metcalf, our newest wide receiver, our highest paid wide receiver, probably, I guess Antonio Brown was there, but like before Antonio Brown, DK Metcalf is like by far our highest paid wide receiver, like ever, probably. Because we didn't have Mike Wallace. I don't believe Hines Ward made like a crazy amount of money. We let Emmanuel Sanders walk. We let freaking Juju walk, for God's sakes. Like, we do not pay receivers. And we went out and we gave DK Metcalf like $200 million for what it seems like no reason. It seems like DK Metcalf is just running around out there looking like pretty. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's just literally doing cardio all day. Like, it makes no, like... And I've gotten on this channel and I've hated on DK Metcalf. I'll be honest. I'm still not the happiest about the move. It was always supposed to be him and George Pickens. But prove me wrong. Prove all of these people wrong. Pat Freiermuth, I literally trade you every video. Every time I mention you, it's like something negative about Pat Freiermuth. Please shut me up. The offensive line, we talk about we hate your coach. We talk about we hate the scheme that you guys run. Like, we need to be more like power focused. We're doing all this zone shit. The running backs, Jaylen Warren. Everybody is saying Kenneth Gainwell should fucking start over you, man. Kenneth Gainwell. Everybody says you stink. Like, we look at the offensive side of the ball, and everybody hates our offense. And our offense stinks. Like, I'm saying it now. Our offense stinks. Why not go out there and prove me wrong? Why not go out there and prove wrong Stephen A. Smith? Now looking to the defensive side of the ball, because this is, far more important. You see the jersey in the back. We talked about it for countless videos before the season started. TJ Watt, everybody is calling you washed, man. I shouldn't say everybody, but a lot of people are not happy with your play this year. Myles Garrett is probably going to break your record, and if that doesn't piss you off and you have the ability to, kind of turn it up, why are you not turning it up, man? Your coach is about to get fired. You were about to go another season without a playoff win. You're like, 30 years old. Maybe it's the money. Same thing, Cameron Hayward, too. Like, everybody hates you. Everybody hated you in the offseason. Everybody hates your brother. Like, Cameron Hayward, you're probably on your way out too. Please, let's leave on a positive note. But it could be the money. It could be, all of these players that, they're just so highly paid now that they don't really, I guess, care anymore. Like, there's no drive or whatever. And it even goes to the fact that I'm saying this. Like, this is how we're looking at you guys right now. This is the narrative around you guys. Like, the narrative around the Pittsburgh Steelers is we're sorry. The narrative around the Pittsburgh Steelers is that we're old and washed up. And looking at Jalen Ramsey, I think has been, a pretty good Steeler. But I can't help but, kind of notice and kind of focus on the fact that he is playing a position that Minkah Fitzpatrick, to me, kind of held down for a while. Now, obviously, Minkah Fitzpatrick, there would be some plays, there would be some clips where, Minkah's kind of getting burnt. Minkah's missing a tackle. We were kind of upset at Minkah for a little bit. But now you look at what's going on in Miami. Allegedly, this dude is the number 2 rated safety in the NFL, and we just gave him away for probably nothing. Like, literally no reason. Jonnu Smith and Jalen Ramsey. Jalen Ramsey has been, okay. Jonnu Smith, I'm pretty sure, hasn't even played for us this season. And I know he has a touchdown against the Bengals, but, other than that, it's been nothing. And it's like, why would we give Minkah away when this is what we were going to get back? And this is someone who, we're looking at it now. Our defense is low-key soft. Our defense is low-key gettable. Our defense was gettable before, but it was never this bad when Minkah was on the team. It was never like, they're running all over us, they're passing all over us. Like we have no answer for them. Like every single second half we find ourselves in, like the game is close, maybe even we're winning at one point. Every single time the other team just blows it wide open, and it's like, fam, this didn't used to happen. What is going on? Why did we get rid of Minka? Jalen Ramsey, people are calling you done. Who else is on the what's his name? Patrick Queen. I don't even really talk about Patrick Queen like that, but apparently, and I've seen it too, he's just not having a good run of it, and we gave him a decent chunk of change. And it's like, fam, when are we gonna lock it in as a team? When are we gonna, help out our coach who I thought we all loved, but as Steelers retire, as these players retire and get on podcasts, maybe nobody really likes Mike Tomlin the way I thought people liked Mike Tomlin. But if they did, when are we gonna show some pride? When are we gonna show some effort and attempt to, do I want to say save this guy's job? Like, I don't think we're gonna fire him, but there has been this Adam Schefter tweet, as I'm gonna kind of like lower my webcam here and kind of back it out a little bit so you guys can see. Hold on. There has been this Adam Schefter tweet, which, like, I don't know, it's kind of weird timing, right? Like, it's kind of weird timing why this would come out now. Maybe Adam Schefter is just trying to get clicks. Obviously, I'm in the social media game too, I guess. So like, I understand the timing and I understand the relevancy of certain topics and like why you would talk about certain topics. But the tweet says the Pittsburgh Steelers are not going to fire Coach Mike Tomlin, but they do have a significant decision to make early next year based on the option year in his contract, sources tell ESPN. And then there's more. And too long didn't read the article because I'm not going to pull it up here because ESPN hides all their things behind a paywall, even though it's 2025 and everything on the internet is like accessible. And I'm definitely going to be able to see this article, even though you hit it behind a paywall. And why are we paying for news? I don't want to get upset right now. But the too long didn't read, the too long didn't want to pay for this article is essentially we have Mike Tomlin is here for now and Mike Tomlin is here for next year. But that third season under his contract, that third season is like apparently an option. You know what I'm saying? Like apparently we can choose to pick up this option. Now to me, that seems like a good out. You know what I'm saying? Like if we just decide not to pick up his option, that seems like a good out. But I just cannot believe with the talent that we have, with the veterans on this team that we have, that like we're just gonna let Mike Tomlin go out like this. Tyrone, what is going on? Tyrone Keaton, welcome to the stream. I just cannot believe that we're gonna let Mike Tomlin go out like this. And the fact that what's his name? Adam Schefter is tweeting about options and like maybe he's just looking for clicks. But I can't help but think that this is coming out for a reason. And, obviously one day Mike Tomlin is going to retire, but I never thought I'd be in this reality. I never thought that like it would just be this bad that he's going to get pushed out essentially. And maybe that's the answer. As Big Ben said, I was hating on Big Ben for saying it, but maybe he does just, need to go away. Maybe like the time has run its course and he can't motivate like he used to. He can't like just get it done, anymore. Maybe that's it. Maybe just a change of scenery. Cause like we're talking about whatchamacallit, like him going to college. I don't think it needs to be that severe. I don't think Mike Tomlin needs to go to college, but maybe a change of scenery is needed for Mike Tomlin. Maybe he's just, he's wore his course or whatever. But as far as the game that we're going to play, Tyrone, I see your comments getting kind of like deleted. I don't know if that's me or you retracting them, but we do need to come out and we need to stop the run against Baltimore because, in order to get the season back going, in order to kind of get this shit on the way, we need to win this next game against Baltimore tomorrow. Like that's step one. And like we can't change what's happened in the past. We can't change the fact that, we're 6-6 and we just got blown out last week and we've shown no effort, we've shown no pride. But we have to win this game. If we don't win this game, I think hold on, I got the schedule up here. If we don't win this game, I think there's still a chance we can do it because we do have to play the Ravens again, who is probably going to be the only team in first place. Maybe the Bengals, they make a run of it. But if we don't win this game, we have the Dolphins next, who the Dolphins, they've been kind of, doing their, I feel confident against the Dolphins, I'll be honest. I do feel confident. But like, we're losing to everybody else, so why wouldn't we lose to the Dolphins? And then the Lions are a pretty good team. The Lions are probably going to absolutely clobber us, which, as a Steelers fan, I just don't want to say that. But, like, it might be true. The Lions might just clobber us. Then we got the Browns again, and I feel confident against the Browns. I'm not even going to say we're going to lose that game. But like if we lose this game, it's gonna look real shaky for us winning the making the playoffs. And the fact that we were 5-1, the fact that were we 5? No, we were 4-1, and the Ravens were 1-5. Like we literally had this division in a bow tie. Like we made 12 out of 14 monthly payments successfully, and then in these last 2 months, it's like we just shat the bed. We just absolutely cranked our credit card, and like now we're fucked. Like we were literally right there to winning the AFC North, and we just blew it. And like I just can't think we're going out like that, man. I'll be honest, I can't think we're going out like that. Front seven got to stop the run and contain Lamar, make him throw and beat us. Andrews and Zay offense. A-Rod has to play well, run the ball, and get DK Muth and Darnell. Darnell has to be involved. Historically, up until they got Derrick Henry, we have played the Ravens pretty well. Like, you know, Lamar was like 1-5 against us at one point. I talked about the record, but Lamar like wasn't very good against us at one point. And I do still think that remains true. However, I'm afraid we're gonna like go down early, and like that's just gonna be it. Like I don't see like fighting us anymore. Like I don't see, you know, we're gonna play the whole game. It used to, and it's crazy that I'm like missing these types of games, but like it used to be a Steelers game like was literally never over until it was over. It used to be like on the last play, on the last drive, if we got the ball again with a chance to, you know, go out there and score, then we might have been able to do it. But this season has shown like even those days are done. Like not only are we going down, like, you know, we'll give up a touchdown, but then like we'll throw a pick, and then we'll give up another touchdown, and then we'll give up another one, and it's like we are getting blown the F out constantly, and that's just different. And so yes, we got to come out hot. I don't know, like we have this thing where like we don't like to score on the first drive or whatever. Like I think Aaron Rodgers, and this is crazy, but Aaron Rodgers to me, I thought was playing pretty good at the start of the season. Like I thought Aaron Rodgers was doing his thing at the start of the season, and then, you know, he's had this hand injury or whatever. He's had this like now his nose is like all broken and whatnot. But we just, yeah, like we have to score early. We have to also finish drives as well, because like it's a divisional game, and so I can see it being close just off the strength. But like if we can turn field goals into touchdowns, which is easier said than done, if we can finish out drives, like I like our chances. Like I don't think that we are done. It's just hard for me. It's hard for me to see what we're actually putting out there on the field and like spin it into a way that we're gonna win. But I'll be damned, because I figure out how to do it every single time, because here I am saying, I think we got a chance to win this game. Warren and Gainwell going to carry. We have to outrun them, because that's something too. Like we are consistently, you know, not signing wide receivers. Like that's been a story for like 10 years now. Like we need a wide receiver too. We don't pass the ball in the middle of the field. We don't pass the ball good at all. We just cycle through quarterbacks. And I can't help but feel we're doing this because like the plan is to run the ball really good. But then it's like we don't. And it's not because of talent, because I think Jaylen Warren is pretty good. I like Kenneth Gainwell before we got him, and I think he's done, you know, fine in his moments on the Steelers. Like, obviously, he's had like that one penalty when Mason Rudolph was playing that kind of cost us the game. And we even have Caleb Johnson, who also cost us a different game, but that's, you know, another story for another day. But like it's not like the talent is like preventing us from running the ball. It's either we get down too many points, or we try to get too like fancy and tricky. But like it's not like Lions fancy and tricky where like it's cool and actually works. It's like I don't know. I can't even describe it, but like we're trying to get tricky and like we're doing too much. Like sometimes if you're making chicken, like you'll use some seasoned salt, you use garlic powder and, you know, something like that. It's like we have this perfect recipe, and then all of a sudden Arthur Smith is like, yo, let's throw some cream of tartar on this chicken. And it's like, why the fuck would you do, like, it was fine, it was perfect, we were making Popeye's chicken, and then here you come talking about, instead of frying it, let's boil it. It's like, bro, why would we do that? But boiled chicken is actually okay. I've had it a few times. It's all right. But Popeyes is really good. O-line got to protect A-Rod too. The O-line has to protect Aaron Rodgers. They got to do their thing. They like the way I've been watching Aaron Rodgers gets hit at his old age. It's pretty sad. It is pretty sad. Like especially this last game where his nose was all crooked and whatnot. It's like, damn. But we also like, I feel like the plays where Aaron gets hit, it's a lot of coverage sacks. Like he is moving around. He is a little scared too because of his age. But like people just aren't getting open either, besides Roman Wilson, but we just can't find Roman Wilson. I think we just, we signed Adam Thielen. We signed Adam Thielen as well, and maybe MVS actually plays, and Lamar is banged up too. I forgot about that. But we do have Adam Thielen. We do have MVS if that matters in 2025, but we just need to find a way to hit the open receivers. We need to find a way to get the ball out of Aaron Rodgers' hands in a relatively fast time, but also like it's positive plays. It's not like, a 2-yard dump off that goes 2 yards. It's like, a 2-yard dump off and someone can turn it into like a 10-yard gain. We got to keep pressure. We got to keep pressure on Lamar. We got to contain him. I don't think Lamar has been running like that. I had his stats up a little bit ago. Lamar hasn't been running like that, and I do think that's because of injury, but obviously there's still a chance that, he just beats you with his legs or whatever. There is that chance. But another point too, and this kind of ties into the fact that it's like the Steelers are kind of giving up. If it's third down and we're, 5 yards away, can we at least look like we're trying to pick up the first down? These are the things that I'm asking for. I am asking for us not to get blown out and not for us to give up in the game. And if that doesn't sum up the state of this season, if that doesn't just kind of, summarize how shit has been under Mike Tomlin's watch, then I don't know what will. I am literally begging this team to not quit in the middle of the game. I am begging this team to not get blown out in the middle of this game, in a game where we have a chance to take first place in the division, in a game where there's a historic rivalry with the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Baltimore Ravens. That is literally all I'm asking for. And with the way the Steelers have played, there's a chance that, that's not going to happen. There's a chance that we're just going to get blown out and, that's going to be that. But I really hope not, man. I really hope we don't get blown out. I really hope that we win. And I keep seeing stuff about trading Mike Tomlin, and it's are we going to trade the guy? It's just these stupidest narratives are being spun about this team because of how ass we've been. And I don't want to be ass. I got a 20-14 Steelers. Low-key, I like that. 20-14 is not too bad. I think, let me think about my score, because I don't have a final score. I think it is probably going to be low scoring, just simply based on the fact that we can't really score anyway. But there's also a chance that we just get the score run up on us, right? I think in the playoff game, what was it, 28-7? That could very well happen. That could very well we just get blown out. So I'm on, I have Twitter on in the back, and I'm just trying to find some, Steelers relevant things. But a lot of college football was played today, apparently. And I'm seeing all these quarterbacks that are allegedly getting rumored to the Steelers. That's something that, eventually I'm going to talk about on this channel, because right now I don't really know the quarterback prospects like that, but I do know the wide receiver prospects. And if we can end up with Jeremiah Smith at any point, because I think he has to play one more year in college, I'm pretty sure. But if we can end up with Jeremiah Smith in 2 seasons, I would be thrilled about that. I think we should do anything possible to make that happen. And of course, we got to figure out the whole quarterback thing too, which I said I'm gonna kind of deep dive into the prospects, because there's Mendoza, there's what's his name? There's Mendoza, there's I think Dante Morris from Oregon, there's Ty Simpson from Alabama. There's a lot of players like this. Yeah, Carnell Tate out of Ohio State as well, opposite of Jeremiah Smith. He's somebody who if we don't decide to go quarterback, that's someone I want to and then we pair them up, right? And then we get both of them, and it's bro, we got it. And then we just we get a quarterback who's not 96 years old. And how do you lose with that? Oh, we have Will Howard. You know what I'm seeing? The vision, man. We already have Will Howard. We already have him. He might not be good, but I'm just saying that because of the whole Ohio State thing. When wide receiver, left guard, middle linebackers, DBs. We definitely need some DBs as well. This whole Darius Slay thing and JPJ isn't really 100% where we need him. We definitely do need a DB as well, but that's kind of gone with the quarterback and wide receiver needs being such, how I want to say, highlight points or whatever. Those are 2 really, really, really big positions. So those are gonna reign supreme, but our defensive backroom has been kind of shaky. I wonder how long Jalen Ramsey is gonna play for, because this has nothing to do with anything. But I do have this Madden franchise that I've been playing, and I want to say I'm 2 or 3 years into it, and Jalen Ramsey is still there, and he's still superstar X Factor, which he's not even a superstar X Factor right now, I don't think. But you know what I'm saying? That's that's just where it is. So I don't know how long Jalen Ramsey's gonna play. Then also, you know, Brandon Echols is cool. We got rid of Beanie Bishop. Darius Slay, he's obviously, you know, long gone at this point. We had whatchamacallit. We had, I can't think of the name. He came in with JPJ. He was a cornerback. What's his name? Corey Trice. Corey Trice, I believe, like injuries kind of like have taken over. Like, I don't know if Corey Trice is gonna be, you know, that guy for us. JPJ, my dog, never gonna put he's ranked 3rd in coverage. Oh, hell yeah. Okay. Yeah, like we need someone to pair opposite of JPJ. Like, it shouldn't just be a JPJ show. You know what I'm saying? And like, even, you know, he's ranked 3 in coverage. Maybe I'm just sleeping. Maybe there's been so much else wrong that I haven't really been able to lock in on the JPJ tape. But I don't know, just something about it. Just I just want him to play better for whatever reason. You know, like let's go from 3 to 1. And then obviously, you know, the same thing of JPJ being ranked 3, Minka being 2. And like we're in this position right now, like it's a subtopic, but it is kind of upsetting. Speaking of, wait, hold on. You know what? I'm looking at my like preseason predictions back here, and I do have us losing the game against the Ravens, which isn't a good sign because these are actually like I do this thing where like I guess all the games every week, and I haven't really been having the best time. But in the preseason, before the Steelers season started, I guessed all 17 of our games, and like low key, I've been pretty good at it. Like, I don't know what I was thinking before the season started, but like I had us losing to the Bears, which, you know, before the season I didn't think that was like super true. You know, like I didn't think that was gonna actually happen. But you know, I do have us losing to the Ravens, which is spooky. I got faith we can beat them too. I think we'll be able to beat them. But if we don't beat them, I don't even. You know, I'm gonna make a video. It's gonna be super negative. I'm getting it on here and like be sad, but like, I guess I got to see how the game goes. Like, what will I even say? Well, and if we win, and like we look good, in my opinion, there's a chance. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we win and look good, everything that we said positively about this team can still be true. We can still get a playoff win. You know what I'm saying? Like, we did take down the Colts. The Colts are falling apart, in my opinion. But, like, we did take them down. We also took down the Patriots, who might be the #1 seed. Like, these are things that happened literally this season. But because of our play, it just seems so long ago. But if we can finally get back to, like, a positive feeling about this team, maybe we start thinking about a playoff win again. But for now, it's just we hate Mike Tomlin. It's, you know, we're done. We're never going to, you know, get out of this hole. We're going to trade the dude to the New York Giants, which the New York Giants, like, that has been the spot for Mike Tomlin. Nowhere else is Mike Tomlin going. Whoa. Hold on. I'm sorry. I know Andrew Filipponi is crazy. And I know, does anybody really listen to Andrew Filipponi? I'm not sure, but I just saw this, so I want you guys to see it, so I'm not the only one. Andrew Filipponi has a trade. Mike Tomlin, TJ Watt, and the 2026 first-round pick to the Titans for the #1 overall pick. Steelers take Fernando Mendoza. Who says no? I'm sure people disagreed, but like it's like this is where we're at right now. TJ and Mike Tomlin and a first. I know this isn't real. I know Andrew Filipponi is stupid, but we got to get more for this, right? Like we got to get more for Mike Tomlin. And fucking TJ, are you kidding me? And a first. God damn, we get one. It's the #1 overall pick. But like, holy smokes, man! Like this is the state that we're in. This is the state of the Pittsburgh Steelers that we're in. That like, you know, things like that just get, you know, spread or whatever. Something else I want to talk about too is this. I wonder, can I play this? I want to see this real quick. If you guys seen this Cam Newton like video right here, this shit has been taking the internet by storm, and this shit is really funny. I talked about Tomlin a lot. Like, I maybe he's outdated or whatever, but I still think that whole, you know, motivational aspect is there. But in terms of like the schematics and whatnot, he needs to be far away. But this Cam Newton video is fucking hilarious. I don't know. Is this actually gonna play?
Folks ain't gonna keep being patient with you. That playful person that the Buffalo City
and low key, I feel like
his first interview, and he sat down and was like,
"This is kind of where like Mike Tomlin is."
He had the whole, that was all cool, but we give that grace to young players. Big dog, you
Rick, what's going on?
Our #1.
Come on now.
And you're playing like a bum.
You better catch that
I
ball.
bet you better start doing your job.
This shit has been literally put everywhere. It has me weak. Hold on, because I can't entirely see what Rick said. Give me 1 second. I was gonna ask you about that trade tonight. Didn't include Mike, but Mendoza just carried it in. Oh my God! Wait, Big Ten. Who did they just beat? Ohio State. Indiana beat Ohio State. Is that? Let's see. What's still in the Natty? Was a good game though. Holy smokes. Okay, I think that's where this Andrew Filipponi thing was coming out. And low-key, I almost gambled. I almost did gamble on that game, so I'm glad that didn't happen. Let me look at some stats real quick, because I was talking about, I don't really know the quarterback prospects. I don't really know the quarterback prospects this year. Actually, I should just put up Big Ten. Is the ACC championship on tonight? I'm pretty sure it's Virginia and Duke. Why can't I get like a box score for this? I'm pretty sure I'll probably be able to find it on Twitter. Oh, Duke beat Virginia in overtime? Damn. Duke wasn't even ranked, were they? Wasn't Virginia like... No, Virginia, because I know Indiana was like 10. Virginia might have been in the 20s, like 24 or some shit. Hold on, did Pitt have a bowl game? I don't know ball like that. Let's figure out if Pitt had a bowl game real quick. Or if, I know the bowl games don't happen, but like, are we gonna play Pitt football bowl game? We'll probably play in like the Aldi's bowl or something like that. Yeah, I'm never gonna be able to find that, but that's crazy. Indiana was 2. Who was 10? Was I right about Virginia? Who was 10? I saw somebody be 10. NCAA rankings. Oh, was it Alabama? Dang, I can't believe Ohio State lost. That's tough. But Indiana, they went undefeated all this year as well, right? Just like Ohio State. Oregon. Oh, it might have been Oklahoma who I saw. And then, yeah, Virginia. Virginia was like kind of there at the bottom. Damn, that's crazy. Did, no, because Oregon's in the Big Ten, right? Oregon is in the Big Ten now. That's such a weird time in college. Because I wanted to ask about that Dante Morris guy or whatever his name is. Because he's someone I've seen like kind of mocked. And then, of course, there's Ty Simpson. Did he play well? I know Georgia kind of beat the brakes off Alabama. But did Ty Simpson play okay? Oh, I have a clip right here. I kind of want to peep it, but you know how YouTube be getting. Fernando Mendoza, man. No, I'm not gonna show it. But that's crazy. But is it though? Because they were number 2. I had just been hearing so much about Ohio State. I had just been hearing so much about them that like I'm surprised that they lost. Maybe that's me writing though. Peter Yan and Marab. You know, fuck Marab. You know how I feel about Marab. I'm going Peter Yan. Matter of fact, let's look at the odds real quick now that we're here. Let me look at the odds real quick because I really don't like Marab after what he did to me. More Ty Simpson or how do we feel about Sam Levitt? I know he got hurt, and I know you were a pretty big fan of Sam Levitt. Is he coming out this year? Is he gonna be someone who we watch out for? I didn't even realize UFC was on. What time? Oh, it's 12. Oh shit, it's over. Damn, Peter Yan plus 300. Should I put $1 on that? No, probably not. Marab is kind of a beast. I'll leave that alone. But I don't like Marab. He cost me a lot of money way back when. I'll never get over it. Even though I probably should have known. Didn't he beat O'Malley again too? I should just get over it, but I don't think I can. Sam should hit the portal and go to LSU or something. Nah, we have Mason. We got Mason. I'm not as confident in Ty Simpson after today. He's someone I saw someone call him Kenny Pickett 2.0. I don't know if that's just like a sneaky athletic quarterback comparison, but I don't really like watch college as much as I want to, or I guess as much as I should. Even though the Steelers have been in this like position of having to find a quarterback, you would think I'd be like, you know what's pissing me off every time like we need a quarterback? It's like this isn't the quarterback draft. Even though like I'm trying to, who was last year? What was last year's? Last year was freaking like Shador getting taken in the 19th round, and then I believe the highest one was Jackson Dart, who's been playing pretty good. But then but like it just wasn't really like as hype. The year before that, was it? I don't think it was Bryce Young the year before that, or Caleb Williams. I'm trying to remember, but it just seems like the draft classes haven't really been like as bussin' as like they normally are for the quarterbacks, and like being highly right around the time that we need a quarterback. Like, and we keep boning ourselves with winning these 10 games because like we missed out on the Caleb Williams, the Joe Burrow, Tua, the Joe Burrows, the Tuas, the Justin Herberts, the like super duper high quarterbacks. Like it's like we'll never get to there. But yeah, and it's seeming like this draft class, unless, we'll see how it actually does kind of turn out around the time. But it's seeming like it's not like as, one hit, as like cookie cutter, this is the guy, he's the best quarterback, just take him like classes. And we've been in that state for, 2 to 3 years now, the Steelers needing a quarterback. Yeah, maybe Sam Levitt goes to LSU. Dude, does Virginia Tech have a quarterback? Maybe you can come, like, you'd be hype. Him and, what's his name? The old Penn State coach. I can't think of his name right now. Let me see. Is there anything else that we really got to talk about besides motivating the Steelers? I don't, like, I really just hope we win, man. Although I have us on the orange paper, I have us losing, so, maybe that's what it is. But, I really hope we win, and I really hope it looks good. If it doesn't look good, then, I'm going to get on here screaming. I'm probably going to get banned again from YouTube or something, but I'm just not going to be happy. Oh, I might end it on this. This is kind of funny. Oh, wait, hold on.
Get some of this smoke. Get some of this smoke. Talking all week. Now you can talk to me. Talking all week.
I low-key, I want to join a football league. I want to join a football. These 40U clips are so funny. I would get absolutely smoked though around the edge. Like imagine like a pulling guard and it's me I get absolutely destroyed. But all right. Low-key, I think that is going to do it for me. I just kind of wanted to get on here, pop some shit a little bit, maybe motivate the team. Perhaps Marcus Freeman from Notre Dame is going to be our next coach. I've seen him, rumored a lot. Perhaps, we're going to get a new head coach. Perhaps Mike Tomlin is, he's done in these streets. It's over. But yeah, we'll have to see after game day. I'll for sure have a video. Maybe I'll go live again after the game, like later on in the night, kind of like I did last week. We'll have to end up seeing. But thank you everyone for watching. Thank you in the past broadcasts. If you guys go out there and watch, go Steelers. I still have faith. However, faith is getting a little bit hard to have. And it's the best rivalry in football, man. It's the Steelers versus Ravens. Someone's going to get hurt. It's going to be a very physical football game. Someone's going to have another nosebleed. I really, really, really want this W. And I deserve it. I cleaned my whole house today. I did everything right. I did it very good today. So I deserve this W. Steelers, don't let me down. I did laundry. Peace out, guys.